This show talks about topics this generation needs to know about.
Coming up, Josh will be exploring gender switching in the media industry.
Oscar will be investigating the Bermuda Triangle.
And Dan will be looking at mobile phone addiction.
There's been a rise in the number of people expressing themselves through different gender identities. With this in mind, we have been looking at the different roles in the media. So we have asked Josh to give us more information about this topic.
My name is Joshua, I'm the presenter of Gender Equality, and before I start, I want to clarify that sex and gender are two different things. Sex is what you're born as, gender is what you identify as in public. Now, I like to talk about drag in general, like women dress up as men isn't as common as men dressing up as women. The most popular example is RuPaul. He's a drag queen. He's a man that dresses up as a female, and he became famous in 2009 for being a drag queen. Sets up a TV series called RuPaul Drag Race and inspires new drag queens to like perform in a competition of becoming the best superstar. The only problem with RuPaul, his show only consists of drag queens, not drag kings. Drag kings are not being famed as drag queens in RuPaul Drag Race. So that kind of like come to my point of drag kings need to be as popular, not popular than drag queens, but just about the same level as drag queens. As I said, drag kings not as popular. There was one, Anne Hindle, who became famous 1867 in New York when she was live performing in a nightclub. And when 1990s hit, the drag kings sort of dropped and they weren't as common anymore. As I said, drag kings are dying out, especially in 1990s. I think because Pirates of the Caribbean is coming to a stop and Jack Sparrow, as you all know, Johnny Depp is leaving Disney, they're putting a woman actor to take the place of the movie. And name, I believe, is Captain Red, or it might be Jackie Sparrows. But in Stranger Tides, they did have a already actress playing as a woman dressed up as Jack Sparrow, as you can see here. So I think instead of having a woman actor playing a female, why don't you have a drag king for a woman to dress up as a man, so we still have the fictional character Jack Sparrow. As women not being popular as drag kings, they are popular in animation, especially voicing male characters. It's like Ben 10, played by Tara Strong, and Gugu, played by Masako Nozawa, and Nancy Cartwright also played Bart Simpson's Nelson and Ralph Wiggum. Examples of males playing voicing females is James Earl Jones, playing Maggie Simpson.
Oh, Scott, you didn't let Granny down.
Ed Asner as Granny Goodness in Superman, the animated series, and in Justice League Unlimited.
But we're lost. How did you manage to get out?
Ask him. Trade secret.
In conclusion, drag kings aren't as popular as drag queens, but I think we need more drag kings. But women do voice male characters in gender switching in that precise role. Thank you for watching. I'm going to show you some interviews I've previously done. What's the difference between sex and gender?
Sex is biological and gender is how you feel in your heart.
Okay.
If you get that, if that makes any sense at all.
How do you think the genders are treated in media?
I guess it depends on the like what specifically it's about, but I mean you get lots of people praising all sorts, and then you get lots of people like toxic masculinity and all that jazz, and I just think media in general is a pile of whack, and people talk a lot of crap about what they don't really get. So they see someone not dressing as you would imagine someone that dressing as their gender, and then they don't understand it, so they will trash talk it. Obviously you get a lot of people praising it and you get a lot of support.
There's been people talking about the Bermuda Triangle being the biggest mystery. What is it? Oscar has been looking into the disappearance in the triangle and the reasons why.
Today we are going to be investigating the Bermuda Triangle.
And what other conspiracy theorists thinks about them, and the scientific explanations to these strange occurrences. The triangle has become so mysterious, in fact, that many have believed there's a monster which gobbles a whole ships and planes whole. And, well, really, aliens could be behind it all as well, because some believe they abduct the passengers and the pilots to their experimentations. However, these bizarre conspiracies are said to be debunked by scientific facts. Or are they? Flight 19 was a group of 5 planes known as the Iron Birds, and they mysteriously went missing on December 5th, 1945. And one of these pilots being Lieutenant Charles Taylor. It's said by scientists that they may have been struck by vertigo and they got cognitive tricks messed with their head and they possibly crashed and now lie at the bottom of the ocean.
Here's a video of Flight 19 distress call before going down.
USS Cyclops was a ship made for delivering ore across the ocean, and its last voyage was going across the Bermuda Triangle. 306 crewmen lost their lives to this, and it's speculated that the ship went down due to the bottom being shredded to pieces by coral. To this day, scientists are unable to locate the wreckage or whatever's left of the USS Cyclops. Was it swallowed by the ocean, or was it abducted?
Here is a video about the USS Cyclops.
I'm interviewing Morgan Phillips. I'm going to ask her questions based on the Bermuda Triangle. Morgan, what do you think a conspiracy theorist is?
Conspiracy theorist?
Well, a conspiracy theory.
Conspiracy theory is a theory that is completely different to what standard people believe.
Okay. How do you feel about conspiracy theories?
Very passionate about them.
I see. Do you know about the Bermuda Triangle conspiracy?
I know loads about the Bermuda Triangle.
Ah, I see. If so, can you tell us what theories you know?
Well, there's one that is Atlantis is actually hidden beneath the seas of the Bermuda Triangle because of all the disappearances. There's one about electromagnetic fields, which is also interferes with ships, crash, they die. And you have many with methane gas underneath the seas. There's lots.
What mystery do you think there is out there on the moon?
Oh, definitely like hidden creatures, unexplored places. It's kind of hard to pick which one. I'm more likely to believe there's definitely something weird going on.
Do you think it's linked with aliens?
No.
What's your favourite theory and what makes you think it's real?
The moon landing was fake. 100%. 100% it was fake.
What would you want to see in our show, such as theories?
The fact that the moon landing was fake. The moon landing was fake, JFK's assassination, obviously extraterrestrial beings. Would we ever be able to go and meet the extraterrestrial beings if that's the case? There's loads you can never
This has been Conspiracy Theories. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.
There has been a rise in mobile phone ownership and use. Dan exposes the negative impact with people using mobile phones.
Hello and welcome to this article in Next Gen. I am Dan Thomas, and today I will be talking about addiction, specifically mobile phone addiction, which lies into the addiction categories of substance, impulse and behavioural. In certain cases, addiction can be linked to mental health. In the recent years of the last decade, 18 to 25-year-olds have noticed an exponential rise in mobile phone usage in the percentage of 16%.
Hi, what's it like not having a phone in today's society?
Well, it's awfully strange, for me anyways, because everyone always asks me for a phone number, and I'm like, I don't have a phone, and they always give me weird looks. It's strange, I suppose.
What is your opinion on the long-time usage on mobile phones?
Well, I suppose it is unhealthy for those people to be looking at a screen all the time. Even when they're outside, they still can't get away from the screen, which can be very health damaging.
Okay. Now, what's your reason for not having a mobile phone?
The main reason is I just personally don't have much of an interest in having a phone, and the cost is rather just in the way, and I'd rather spend it on other things.
Okay. How is it like interacting with people in real life?
Well, I suppose personally I'm not the most social person, but I get round from time to time, but I do find at home when I'm on the computer to find it easier to be interacting with people on the virtual world.
Okay. What are the upsides to not having a mobile phone?
Well, I'd suppose you're not always staring at a screen, which is damaging your eyes. You get more social interaction, so you can get better social skills.
Okay. Now, what are the negatives to not having a mobile phone, in your opinion?
Well, obviously, if you're stranded in the middle of nowhere and you have a broken leg, then there's not really much you can do. It can be dangerous to not have a phone, and you get into really bad situations, and in general it can be quite bad.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
What is your reasoning for you always being on your mobile phone?
I'm always on my mobile phone because I have all of my social media and contacts and friends on there, so it's really easy for me to contact them.
Okay. What is your opinion on people who do not have their phones?
I think it's their own personal choice if they want to use a phone or not.
Yeah. How do you communicate and socialise in a real life with people who do not have phones on them?
I just speak to them like I would if they did or didn't have a phone. Just talk.
In your opinion, what are the positives to having a mobile phone on you in constant use?
The positives is having like something to help you with like anything, just talking to people or researching just in the palm of your hands.
Yeah. What do you think the negatives of having a phone are?
The negatives are when people become addicted, or you could be like subject to bullying through phones.
Okay. Would you consider yourself highly addicted to your phone?
Yes, I would.
Please explain.
I'm just using it all day, every day, and it's like I'm never separated from it.
Studies have found that the most frequently used apps in the UK consisted of Google Play Store users, closer followed by Google Chrome, Google Maps, as well as Facebook Messenger. This percentage of 18 to 29-year-olds has been the chronic phone use ranges up to 90%. Phone usage in ages between 16 to 25-year-olds, 2012, 86, 2013, 90,
2015, 93. 2016, 93. 2017, 93. In the UK, there is an estimated population of around 60 million people.
Thank you to Oscar and Saffron for their inputs to my questions. Are you addicted to your mobile phone? This has been our article on addictions. Thank you, have a good night, and goodbye.
I hope the show has given you a lot to think about. It has been an interesting show, but everything must come to an end. So, goodbye.